Trump points to Democrat cover-up after judge who helped FBI spy on him disappears. President Donald Trump told the American people way back in March 2017 that Barack Obama had wiretapped his campaign, causing the mainstream media to explode in utter disbelief. We know it not only happened, but the FBI Obama holdovers working for Robert Mueller are behind the whole illegal scheme. Now, Obama and his deep state minions are panicking as the FISA court judge who signed off on the wiretapping has mysteriously disappeared. When President Donald Trump tweeted in March 2017 that Barack Obama had wiretapped his presidential campaign, the backlash from the liberal media was wild. They thought Trump was crazy. Or they said how dare he sully the legacy of their golden boy Obama. The big surprise for all the hardcore leftists was Trump was telling the truth, and now, the judge who signed off on the FISA warrant has disappeared, apparently going into hiding. This is where everything gets really strange. His name is Rudolph Contreras, and he is a U.S. District Court judge. Contreras mysteriously recused himself from the Gen. Mike Flynn case on December 7. No one knew why, until you start putting some facts together. Before Contreras was assigned to the Flynn case, he was also working as a FISA court judge. The FISA court is a very exclusive club with only 11 judges total for the whole country. Contreras is one of only 3 judges assigned to the Washington, D.C., area. According to a court filing, U.S. District Court Judge Rudolph Contreras, who presided over a December 1 hearing where Flynn pleaded guilty to lying to the Federal Bureau of Investigation about his contacts with Russia, will no longer handle the case, reported Reuters. The report adds, court spokeswoman Lisa Klim did not say why Contreras was recused. Reuters could not immediately learn the reason for the recusal or reach Contreras. Contreras was appointed to the bench in 2012 by former Democratic President Barack Obama. He was also appointed to the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, FISA, in May 2016 for a term lasting through 2023. So, to understand the gravity of the dirty deals going on here to protect the illegal scheme to oust President Trump, we need to see where Contreras fits in and why is he running scared now. The conservative treehouse points out the probability that Contreras not only signed off on the FISA warrant but knew it was a load of crap. Remember, the evidence to grant the FISA warrants were based on the fake Russian dossier that Hillary Clinton paid for. The warrants were so egregious, the request was first denied. Then, something happened and the FISA court finally signed off on the wiretapping in October 2016. I'm betting that something was extreme pressure on Contreras by the deep state operatives and by Barack Obama himself. Now, here is where it gets complicated. Why would Contreras recuse himself from Flynn's case after he at first presided over Flynn's first hearing? If he had a conflict of interest, he certainly had that conflict before the first hearing, yet he didn't recuse himself until after Flynn's big hearing, where he pleads guilty. Did Judge Contreras sit on the initial, Flynn, plea hearing so another judge would not see the FISA information, recognize any problems, and maybe not approve the plea? In fact, Judge Contreras recused himself only a few hours after that House Judicial Committee hearing, where Rep. Jim Jordan told FBI Director Christopher Wray, he is demanding to see the original FISA application, reports the conservative treehouse. Bingo. Contreras heard Rep. Jordan demand those FISA applications, and the U.S. court judge knew it was the time to go into hiding. Contreras could have been blackmailed to sign off on the FISA warrants. There are so many unanswered questions here. Given what we know now, that we did not know before, namely that FBI agent Peter Strzok and Dodge deputy Bruce Orr were part of the counterintelligence operation, Trump-Russia, that began in July 2016. And understanding that Nellie Orr, Bruce's wife, was working for Fusion GPS, the contractor for Christopher Steele and the Russian dossier, ultimately hired by Hillary Clinton. And accepting that the information within the dossier was part of the underlying FISA application. The entire construct of the FISA application is suspect, explains the conservative treehouse.